Hey there, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Today's a review for Monday, July 26th. I hope you all had a great weekend. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing as the main topic of the day, Curaleaf holdings. So we're going to be watching the key support here on the monthly that is coming into play, and that is there at 1532. So if you are looking for a position, it may not be a bad time to start scaling in as we are still in a monthly uptrend, but we'll look at some detailed analysis here in just a moment. But as we normally do, we'll run through some news and events, and then we'll look at the Curaleaf chart in detail, and then we'll look at the rest of the US and the Canadian sectors. So I'll put some timestamps in the description like I always do as well for your convenience. And just before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So there wasn't a whole lot of news to cover today, but essentially Canada to reopen border, and travelers are reminded that MJ is prohibited. So the border is open to Americans that can prove vaccination and who don't have any MJ on them. So a study also, I found this interesting study that finds MJ use not related to loss of motivation. So I would encourage you to check that out, but I thought it was a pretty cool read, as that seems to be a myth that a lot of people get wrong with the substance. So moving on, earnings, we have a ton of tech earnings. So Tesla just came out with their earnings and they beat on both revenue and EPS. We have huge big tech company earnings, but we also have Tilray earnings here on Wednesday, kind of getting overshadowed by the big tech companies, but that's going to be on Wednesday pre-market, so don't forget about Tilray. So moving on to the Curaleaf chart. So we are still in a monthly uptrend like I mentioned earlier, and we're just looking for this monthly high or low. So we do have our key monthly high or low support at 1532 coming into play. We got as low as 1543 today, so we came extremely close. The low of the day, 1543. Yep, just wanted to confirm that. And on the monthly, we're still holding EMA 12 here as well, which a lot of our names in both Canadian and the US sectors are holding EMA 12. So we've got about 4 days left. So a close above EMA 12 there at 1548 would be bullish. And like I said, the more names that close above their EMA 12s and hold those EMAs, then we're going to be a lot more bullish in the space overall. But we're just looking for those monthly high or lows. So if you are looking for a bullish entry, it may not be a bad idea to scale in at the moment. And you could look to scale in. If we do lose that support, I could see a drop to around around 1350 to $12 area. So taking a look at the weekly chart, we're still extremely bearish on the weekly time frame. So MACD, stochastic, very, very bearish. We're still well below the 10-week moving average. We are also set to close potentially here below the 50 weekly moving average, which will be the first time since many months, right? So if we close the week underneath 1594, that's going to be very bearish in my opinion, and we don't have any 100 weekly moving average down until 1194, so around the $12 area. We could also see a 50 cross through the 200 on the daily, so that would be a death cross. So if that were to occur, then we could anticipate a lot more downside, and it's not set up well if the overall broader market sees any weakness with the S&P 500 at all-time highs. What's going to happen if if SPY sees daily consolidation or any significant 5-10% pullback, which we know will happen eventually, right? It's just a matter of timing and how that's going to relate to Curaleaf at that time. So if it were to happen now, we saw a 5 or 10% pullback in the S&P 500, then we could easily be heading down to that $12 area, in my opinion, but we're well below the weekly VWAP there at 1707 as well. So personally, I would be starting, if you're looking to bottom fish, you could enter now with even a stop below $15. And if we lose $15 psychological, then we would likely be heading down here to EMA 26 on the monthly, which is sitting there at 1302. So a lot of support in that 1350 to $12 area. So I could see a drop down to about 1350. And then if we get really extreme when we see weakness in the S&P 500, then I could even see a potential drop to $12 or $10. So we're going to be watching. We do have a lack of support on the monthly after that, all the way down until 882. And we have the Fibonacci level here, the 0.382 that we're trying to hold here as well. We dip below it. It's fine if we dip below it. But like I said, 4 days left in this month, and the close of this monthly candle is going to be very telling. So going to be keeping an eye on Curaleaf, but short term, we are bearish. We hit a new lower low today, so daily downtrend confirms. And Yeah, we're bearish. There's not a whole lot to be bullish on at the moment. We rejected perfectly there at EMA 12 as well. So we had those upper wicks. We had 2 days of warning, and then the third strike, you're out. We pulled back and then went right into, like I said, that daily downtrend and into a new lower low. On the bull and bear list, we had Curaleaf, BioHarvest, and PLTH. And on the bull list, we had FLGC, KHRN, and TAUG. Not sure what's up with FLGC, so Flora Growth Corp. Daily trend change though, with a low, high, higher low, and higher high, massive, close at the high of the day, massive volume. Not seeing any Flora Growth Unit to supply food products to Colombia's, I don't think that's, so I didn't see any news on this. Let me know in the comments below if you did see any news, but just in effort of time, I'm gonna move on. But I didn't see any news on that one personally. But I do wanna check MSOS here real quick as well. So MSOS on the daily, looking for its daily high or low. So we have the low, high, higher, low, and then we'll look to change the daily trend. We lost the daily uptrend, and we have yet to confirm a daily downtrend though. So we're trying to hold support here. Key support's going to be 35.11. And if we can form this higher low and then break above resistance at 37.79, that'll confirm a daily uptrend. And that's what we want to see to be bullish on the entire US base, as this is the ETF that tracks those names. CL, Cresco, so new lower low today, continues to be weak. Trueleaf, weak. So we're not seeing US MJ participating in this market euphoria. Right now it is big tech and growth and crypto that's stealing the spotlight. So again, I don't think we're going to see any real mass euphoria in this space unless we get news. Obviously, any day that could change things too with regards to US legalization. But I don't think we're going to see any real dramatic moves to the upside and new, all-time highs and blue sky breakouts and new price discovery levels. I think it's going to take a back seat at the moment until we see crypto cool down and tech as well. So moving on to the Canadian space. So on the bull and bear list, we had CanTrust, Oxley, and High Tide leading the decline. On the bull list, we had N, OGI, and FAF, Fire and Flower. So taking a look at Tilray leading up into earnings, we're trying to change the daily trend here as well. So if you are bullish into earnings, what you would want to see is a trend change tomorrow. But again, we only have one more day before the earnings on Wednesday at pre-market. So it's entirely possible that we just maintain this tightening range and we don't get any direction. Likely going to be the earnings reaction that's going to dictate whether or not we see daily downtrend continuation. So key support there at $13.03 and $13. We have resistance up at $14.89. So if we break $14.89 and hold $13.03 and then break above resistance, that will confirm a daily uptrend. So like I said, it's entirely possible we see a daily inside bar and just tightening range. Not a whole lot of movement tomorrow likely. We did hit daily oversold. So we failed to get over EMA 12 here, 10-day moving average, also rejecting the price. And like I said, likely going to just tighten up into that earnings, and then we should get some direction from that earnings reaction, whether or not they beat or miss. But it's going to be a nice, going to kick off this round of earnings, and we're going to see if there's any insight onto whether or not things are starting to improve. We did see that the Canadian MJ sales started to increase and increase last month as well. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that at the end of next month. But we're still got a lot of work to do. And like I said, just can't help but wonder what's going to happen when we see real weakness in the S&P 500, not set up well whatsoever. CGC trying for a daily trend change as well. So still got quite a bit of room there before its key support at 1885. Hexo. So we've essentially had a quadruple bottom now at the 408 level. We got as low as 406 today. So if you enter just with a stop below $4 again, just at 406, you would have seen a little over 5.5% gain. And just taking a look at some other names here. So SNDL, potential daily trend change attempt here as well, but rejecting at EMA 26. That has been the level of resistance to be watching. So if we can close a daily candle above 87 cents, 88 cents, that will be bullish. And key resistance there at 88.8 cents. We break that, we confirm a daily uptrend. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel on the way out. I would appreciate it. And we shall see you tomorrow after market close. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next video.